You're watching CBS 2 News This Morning in high definition.
Right now on CBS 2 This Morning, bloodshed in Bayonne. Why did a man shoot two people, a baby, and then himself?
Some good news for drivers on Route 3 this morning. The latest on a fuel spill that caused problems overnight.
It's been my fear every time I fly that something like this would happen. And then when
a third woman comes forward saying she was mistreated by security at Kennedy Airport. The chair of the Homeland Security Committee vows to investigate. Good morning. I'm Mary Calvi.
Hey, good morning. I'm Rob Morrison. It is a Tuesday morning, mild out there. We have traffic and weather to get you started. Here's John with the forecast.
Well, that certainly is the silver lining. I mean, the temperatures are great. It's just going to be a little wet. Morning, Mary and Rob. Hi, everybody. Not a washout. And in fact, when you look at the radar, you see, a few showers here and there. We are going to see a break, though, for much of the area for a good part of the morning commute. And it's just on again, off again showers today. You see more rain into parts of the Hudson Valley, another line pushing through parts of Warren, Sussex County into Morris County, and then a few more showers into Long Island. That's the pattern today, on again, off again. All this air out of the south is warming us up, though. 62, your delightful high today. Enjoy it. Big changes over the next few days. We'll talk about that in a bit. It has been a busy morning for Katie McGee, but she's here to help you with time saver traffic.
And it has been a busy morning, but I come bearing some better news in several spots this time around. Good morning, everybody. Let's take a look at the ride. Getting to and through Westchester Tappan Zee Bridge looks great moving across the span. You are down to 45 miles per hour because of the weather, but once you're into Westchester, no problems at all. Sawmill, Thruway, Sprain, 287, Hutch 684, they're all moving well. Live look right now at the LIE. We had some earlier problems on the LIE westbound to Jericho Turnpike, but you'll see everybody is moving. That accident just cleared away. All lanes have been reopened. Still a little bit of a slowdown stretching back to the northern state, so if you're heading out the door shortly, you may want to stick with the northern state instead. To Queens we go in the Cross Island. Right here at Northern Boulevard, things are going to look pretty good, and then continuing on the northbound side, that earlier disabled vehicle near the Whitestone Bridge, that has cleared away. Across the Hudson River, no problems at all at the inbound Lincoln. You look great at the Holland and the George as well. And to New Jersey, Route 3 at Route 21 in Clifton. Eastbound 3 is moving great. On the westbound side, just the shoulder blocked off at Meadowlands Parkway, continuing cleanup of that earlier overturned tanker truck and spill. Alternate sides in effect citywide today. Rob, back to you.
Katie, thanks. More now on that good news from Secaucus that Katie's mentioning and reporting all morning long. The tanker truck that had overturned, the crews have cleaned up 500 gallons of diesel fuel that spilled there on Route 3. For a while, there were concerns about the chance of a fire. 8 nearby homes were evacuated, but everyone was allowed to return in 2 hours. The overturned tanker was lifted back on its wheels and towed away. The driver was not seriously hurt. He says the truck flipped when a car cut him off.
A shooting rampage in a quiet New Jersey town leaves 4 people dead, including an infant. Neighbors who knew the victims say they are stunned by the senseless killings. CBS News' Jay Dow is live at Bayonne Medical Center, where the one surviving victim is recovering this morning. Jay.
Well, good morning to you, Mary. Neighbors say the family that lives in the house in question is relatively new to that neighborhood. It's unclear how all of the people involved in this case are connected, but as you say, there's one adult surviving victim, and police are surely hoping to talk to her to get to the bottom of what happened here.
The news spread quickly throughout a working-class neighborhood under the Bayonne Bridge. Several people, all shot dead, including an infant boy. The result, detectives say, of a murder-suicide.
The baby? No way. That's disgusting. Oh my God.
Police say a man entered a white ranch house on Avenue A just before 8 o'clock last night. He opened fire on 2 women, a man and the infant, before turning the gun on himself.
The shooter seemed to be standing in the doorway. The door was open, and he seemed agitated, and then he kind of kicked the door shut, and then they started hearing pop, pop, pop like gunshots.
Only one of the women inside the house survived. She's currently being treated at Bayonne Medical Center.
She ran out of the back door there and screamed for help to call the police, and her husband shot her. And you know what? It's good that he turned the gun on himself. He shouldn't be alive. He should be dead.
Police confirmed there were 2 other young children in the house at the time of the shooting. They were unharmed but traumatized. We're live in front of Bayonne Medical Center in Bayonne this morning. Jay Dow, CBS 2 News.
All right, Jay, thanks. Queens man is waking up in jail after police say he killed his stepdaughter, critically injured his ex-wife. Police removed evidence from the Astoria home where 25-year-old Valeria Kuzmina and her mother, Olga Anaruma, were found Monday morning. Police say 52-year-old Garino Anaruma shot both women in the head. Neighbors say Olga Anaruma had an order of protection against her ex-husband.
I know he has a tendency of violence, so he picked her up one time by the neck in the driveway and threw her down on the ground.
Anaruma is charged with murder, assault, and criminal possession of a weapon.
One of the men accusing a former Syracuse University coach of sexual abuse is himself admitting to abusing a child. Zach Tomaselli of Lewiston, Maine, says he sexually abused the boy when the victim was 13 and 14 years old. The confession comes despite an earlier not guilty plea to charges filed against him. Tomaselli is one of 3 men who say former Syracuse assistant coach Bernie Fine abused them when they were young teenagers.
The head of the Homeland Security Committee says a full investigation is underway after a third woman says she was forced to remove her pants at JFK security checkpoints.
CBS 2's Rhiannon Alley joins us with this story. Rhiannon.
Good morning, Mary and Rob. All 3 passengers say the TSA was out of line when they flew out of JFK Airport, all within a day of each other. And now Long Island Republican Representative Peter King tells CBS 2 a full investigation into these claims will look into what they're saying is true and if action against the TSA will be taken.
She said, take down your pants.
Linda Kalish was headed home to Florida when she says TSA agents wanted to look at her glucose monitor and insulin pump she wears under her clothes.
I never had to pull my pants down. No.
And she's not alone. In just the past week, 2 other women with different medical conditions, which prevented them from going through body scanners, also accused agents of an unnecessary and invasive search. Ruth Sherman describes what happened when she went through security.
She said, please pull down your pants. I was crying then. I couldn't believe it.
I looked like a terrorist, right?
85-year-old Lenore Zimmerman says she had a similar experience.
She says, will you pull your pants down, please? And then she pulled my underwear down and strip searched me.
Chairman of the Homeland Security Committee, Representative Peter King, says these described searches are against TSA policy. He says security agents must take precautions against terrorists, but they should also use common sense.
This will be investigated to the fullest extent. We're going to find out what happened and if action has to be taken.
For these 3 passengers, the emotional effects may be long-term. We spoke with a few passengers at JFK who didn't have much sympathy, saying that the TSA agents were just doing their jobs. But some viewers on Facebook and Twitter disagreed. Joseph tweeted, shocking. With all the technology out there, strip searches should be a thing of the past. But Andy wrote, if they are true, then the TSA needs to change these security rules and retrain those responsible. And Rich wrote on Facebook, I think too far is an understatement. Rob?
Rhiannon Alley, thanks so much for that.